You're on Rescue TV with the inspirational digital entrepreneur, Jessica Wilson. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I have to say your story is one that I'm so interested by. You are the other end of the digital entrepreneur. You know, you're young, you're gorgeous, but you're making your money not by being in bikinis in front of the camera, but really being on the business side of things. Tell me about your wonderful app, Stashed.
My wonderful app, Stashed. So Stashed started about 1.5 years ago.
Unbelievable.
And we're looking to innovate the way that people online shop on mobile. So I find it very clunky online shopping in general. So we've really tailored it back and given it a really exciting user experience. So what happens is you're presented with one item and you can either swipe left to stash the item, to trash the item, sorry, to never see it again, or right to stash the item into a virtual wardrobe. And then from there you can either share by social media, email, text, or go directly through to the store and purchase. We make commissions off everything we sell. So it's super exciting to work with people like Net-a-Porter, ASOS, we're just about to lock in David Jones.
You're in 85 countries, is that correct?
94 now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you know what? You were saying before when we were chatting that you literally booked yourself a one-way ticket to Silicon Valley.
Yeah. I had no tech experience when I entered into this space. I saw a market and was like, okay, I need to learn this. So as you said, I just booked a one-way ticket to Silicon Valley and you just need to...
But you weren't fresh. You weren't technically an unexperienced ingenue because you were producing shows. You were backstage at fashion in fashion shows from the age of 16. And you're still producing fashion shows.
I am. Yeah.
Tell me about how that being in the back end of the fashion industry parlayed into being at the front end and the tech end of fashion.
Well, that's how the whole idea came about. Is it started when I was at university and I had a careers advisor tell me that I would never be able to land so much as an internship in fashion. So that's something that literally lit a fire under me. And then I started to work throughout Australia, New York and Paris fashion weeks, and being amongst Fashion Week and working on seating plans, I had a chance to see how the industry was moving from a very young age.
Oh yes, I suppose you would have been at the cusp of the editors being second row and the bloggers being front row.
And I was in the crux of the fashion industry when all of that was happening. And I was working with people, I was very fortunate to work with people such as Kelly Catrone and people like that, and they were very specific about their seating plans, as you can imagine. So it was this whole kind of chaos in the industry because, like you said, editors are moving back and bloggers are moving forward, and it was kind of, that's the new generation of what's happening here. So I noticed that target market, and that's when I was like, okay, well, I can tap into this.
Do you have any expert advice as to how, before you have an established business, what are some of the tips that you would give someone who's got that entrepreneurial spirit but perhaps doesn't have the experience or the courage yet to just do it?
Yeah, well, I mean, you need to really know your product or your service or whatever you're providing to, say, a partner, and you need to really realize what your point of difference is and take your mind out of this is my product and really pushing it onto them, and put yourself in the mind of who you're selling to, and really switch the way that you're selling. So if I'm, say, ASOS, I need to change my pitch to why it's going to make sense for ASOS opposed to just pushing a product. It would be that, and it would be just practice on different stores as well. So I mean, tailor your pitch depending on who the stores are, and as you grow you'll tailor again as you go.
And what happens when you get a no? How does Jess Wilson deal with like that setback? Do you have any advice as to how to kind of work through that process?
You get no's all the time. We still get no's all the time, but it's a process of, okay, it might be a no right now, but if we continue to grow the way that we foresee that we were going, then it might not be a no moving forward.
And what's coming up for Stash? You whispered a couple of really exciting projects. Are we allowed to talk about it?
We can a little, yeah.
Okay, just spill the beans. This is big.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of really exciting stuff moving forward. We're shooting a pilot for a reality TV show at the moment.
Unbelievable.
I know. So the whole concept is to trace the life of a woman entrepreneur and to show, as well as there's a lot of positives that are happening, there are a lot of kind of intellectual, like psychological things that happen as well when you do get talking about. Exactly. Yeah. And I want to show.
And also when you get like if you go from being a young 20-something to an extremely successful wealthy 20-something, it's a shift in psychology. Your friends behave differently. Your parents have to kind of like say, oh my god, my little girl grew up.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just showing that process, and I'm going to be raw and open with it and just show the journey that we're going on.
Amazing.
We're going to Paris the first week in October to go to Paris Fashion Week, and we're doing some amazing stuff with the Australian Fashion Chamber. We're going to be over there as well as a buying trip and that type of thing, so it's very exciting.
And you're doing some fun things with bloggers coming up soon as well.
Yes.
A new feature on the app.
Yes. So we're looking to bring in some key bloggers, we can't say who yet, but having a chance to shop their wardrobes essentially. So
you're such an interesting and inspirational person, and a total, walking, talking embodiment of if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Congratulations, Jess. I can't wait to see you climb even more mountains.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.